a truly fascinating analyst day yesterday with like tons of restructuring stuff coming out.
A lot of restructuring. And so they are closing 125 stores. Now, that does include 30 locations that were already slated to close this year, but another significant step to really curtail Macy's geographical footprint. They'll be left with about 400 stores. They're also cutting 2,000 jobs. Now, I want to point out that that is at the corporate level and involves a lot of middle management jobs. That does not necessarily reflect the impact from these store closures. So you are talking about a pretty significant reduction in the overall workforce at Macy's. But I think the fundamental question is, does it work? Macy's has certainly been here before. They're calling this latest strategy Polaris, but people have been following the company know they had North Star in 2017, and here we are a couple years later looking for another turnaround strategy. And so I just don't know if it's really going to be enough to save Macy's. I mean, I think give them credit for trying to do the right thing and realizing that they need to do more, but you can't cut your way to growth. As my colleague Andrea Felstead wrote in a column yesterday, I mean, they need to come up with reasons to get people in the store and get them to spend money.
Are they sort of in the same trap that JCPenney found itself in a while ago, where you're in the middle market and you're not pulling in the high-end consumer and the low-end person is just going to individual stores or discounters?
So that's a lot of the stores that they're cutting. They call them neighborhood stores, and they're in sort of these regional markets where you're just not really seeing the traffic. They have been investing in facelifts for their stores, so they've done this on about 150 locations so far. They're going to do 100 more. They are seeing better sales growth there and more profits. And so that is a positive sign. But, you know, what's sort of the cost-benefit analysis there? Because you do spend a significant amount of money on these. And do you ultimately need to maybe right-size that footprint even further? They're also looking at sort of smaller format stores, similar to what Target's done. They're supposed to be called Market by Macy's, and they're going to be more shopping centers that are sort of off the side of the road where you can easily pull in, grab a few things, walk out, versus going into a big shopping mall.